Hey, folks, and welcome back. We would be remiss if we let this show go by and not mention the Bear Bryant Awards for College Football Coach of the Year, which is held annually here in Houston. Of course, BTP covered the event, and Rich and I were there, and we'd like to thank the American Heart Association for their hospitality and hosting the event in general, and also their hospitality directly to BTP. We were at the table with some reps from AHA and from the Houston Chronicle, and we had a great time that night. So AHA, we're with you in the fight against heart disease. Okay, so let's get back to some football, guys. Let's go Peyton Manning, which one of the people that Andrew Luck had to get by in order to get to this conference championship game. Big Rich, I'll start with you. They came out saying that he had a quad injury after the game, and he probably had, I've probably seen every game of his career that's been televised, probably the worst I've ever seen Peyton Manning play. Okay, should he stay or should he go?
I think he needs to go, out of respect for everything that he's done, and knowing the Peyton Manning that we come to know. He's not the same guy. It's clear that he didn't have the same type of velocity on his passes. Just the last game was the first time I've seen his receivers be frustrated at him for missing throws.
Yeah.
And when the tools are gone, it's time to go home. It's like being a carpenter with no hands. He can't do it.
Yeah. Javette?
I hate to say this because being a fellow ball is, it's just taking a toll on his body. And you're talking about a guy who's going into, 16, 17 training camps if he come back. And, even though they have the longest careers as far as quarterbacks and because of who he is, he's going to always be Peyton Manning. But, he's that guy that kind of like Marino, always had the tools, always was a great quarterback, but just quite couldn't get the whole thing finished except for one time. So the only sad thing is whatever team that he leaves, because he takes up so much salary cap space.
Calories.
Yeah, I said calories.
That's all that Papa John's pizza. That's where all the calories
I'm the
are.
one that eats up the calorie cap.
All that salary cap space, and he's been in Denver, 2-3 years, but
This will be his third.
Yeah, this will be a third if he comes back. But it's what quarterback is going to succeed him, because you ought to know, hey, look, he may not be back in Denver, but whoever picks him up, if he comes back, they got to understand that number 18 runs practice, and not the coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an issue of whether he's going to come back and play or in general, because he's not going anywhere else.
Right.
If he comes back, he's going to have to be in Denver. I don't care what your name is, nobody's going to pick up a 39 when the season starts next year, a 39-year-old quarterback who can hardly throw the ball anymore. And like I said, there was one particular play that stands out to me where there was not even another white jersey on the screen, and all they needed was 5 yards, and he threw this lame duck out of bounds. That play alone let me know it was over for Peyton Manning.
Right, and that was also probably indicative of how severe his injury was, because they could definitely use him during the season, and this guy still completed 66% of his passes, 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns, just 15 interceptions. It's kind of hard to replace, but from the standpoint of him, being the Peyton Manning that we all know and love or know and hate,
Gone.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be. I think those days are over.
Captain.
For once, I somewhat agree with Richard.
Wow.
That's all you're getting, too.
And I say somewhat just because.
This is recording, right?
Yeah, right?
Only because he is such a great that it's easier to go now, so that it doesn't fall apart in another season, because he's taken it all the way and got it. He's taken it all the way and lost it. And at this point,
Twice.
Right. And so I would just stop.
Yeah.
Only for that, and because he's a great, like you won't put sentences together where you try to tear him apart.
Right.
And who wants to start to watch that? Right. I think that would be the first time I would be a little confused about the media if we start having to have shows where we're just talking about, oh, he's lost it, it's gone.
Yeah, it is gone. So
15, 20 million is a lot to walk away from for him too. So I bet you he's going to be back next season.
So we'll wrap the segment and the show obviously with predictions. Rich, who's going to the Super Bowl?
I have Seahawks, and I got the young Buckaroo, the Indianapolis Colts.
Javette.
Seahawks, New England. I'll take the Seahawks.
Seahawks, New England. I'm going to go with the Brady Bunch.
Seahawks, New England. I'm going with Seahawks.
I'm the same way. Seahawks, New England. But I got Tom Brady, Tom Terrific, getting it done. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us, BTP Sports, for Big Rich, Javette, the captain, Tula, Mitchell Brock. See you on the next end.